Hello, today we're going to look at a parabola, the graph of a parabola, and try to find the equation for that parabola. So I have a horizontal parabola that's facing to the right, and I want to find the equation for my parabola. So the first way that I'm going to look at it, I'm going to actually show you two different ways to do so. So the first way is by using this formula here, y minus k squared equals 4p times x minus h, where they give us what everything is. The vertex is hk, the focus is h plus pk, the directrix is x equals h minus p, and the axis of symmetry is y equals to k. Some of this we don't need, but we can go ahead and talk about each of those. So the first thing that I always like to look at is the vertex. And so this is my vertex right here. And so the vertex is at 1, 2, 3, 1. So my vertex is at 3, 1. So that means that my H is 3 and my K is 1. My focus is this point here. And my focus is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So it is at 5, comma 1. And my focus is given the formula of H plus P, K. So I don't know what P is yet. I know that my K is going to be the same for both. Next is my directrix, and here's my directrix here, and it looks like it is at x equals 1. So x equals 1 is my directrix. And so I'm going to use that to find out what my P is, because I know what H is. H is 3, and I can find it out. So I can plug this into my equation. So I'm going to use this equation here. I know what x is 1. I know what H is 3. And I just need to find P. So what can I subtract from 3 to get 1? So I can solve this. I really can just look at this and tell what it is. But I can solve this equation. I can subtract 3 from both sides. I get negative 2 is equal to negative P. I don't want negative P, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. And I get 2 is equal to P. So now I have every part of my equation up here. So I can plug everything in. So I have y minus my k is 1 equals 4p. 4p is 8. Excuse me. So 4 times 2 is 8. So that's 4p. Then x minus my h, which is 3. All right. So I can leave it in that form, or I can put it in standard form, or it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and solve for x, because that's probably a way to to look at it, another way of looking at it. So if I solve for x, I'm going to multiply this 8 through first. I'm going to come over here because I'm running out of space. And I get y minus 1 squared is equal to 8x minus 24. I'm going to add 24 to both sides. Oops, sorry. Phone call distracted me. I'm sorry. So I get 24 equals 8x. Okay. Then just getting my 8 by itself, I'm divide by 8 on both sides. And again, I'm sorry, I have to come up here. I'm going to get 1/8 times y minus 1 squared plus 24 divided by 8 is 3 is equal to x. Okay. Okay, let's talk about if we didn't know um all of this information. Let's just say that we had our parabola. We didn't know the directrix, for example. So come over here on a fresh sheet. We know our form of a parabola is usually in the form, especially if it's horizontal, is a times y minus k squared plus h. If you recall, we can go back. Our vertex was 3, 1, hk, correct? So we can plug that right on in. So we have a times y minus 1 squared plus our h is 3. Now the only problem this time is that we don't have an a, right? We don't know what our a is. So we got to figure out what that a is. So we can take any point we want on the parabola. I chose this point, which is 0.55. So count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's at 5, 5. So I'm going to use that point. Let me change my color here. So my point that I'm using is 5, 5. Plug that in to find out what A is. So 5 is X. Looking for A. Y is 5 minus 1 squared plus 3. All right, so I get 5 is equal to A. 5 minus 1 is 4 squared plus 3. I need to go ahead and subtract this 3 from both sides. And I get 2 is equal to 4 squared is 16, so 16a. Need to divide the 16 by both sides. And I get 1 over 8 is equal to a. So I can plug that back into my original. And I get x equals 1/8 y minus 1 squared plus 3. And so those are the two different ways that I can look at a graph and find my equation of a parabola. And I hope that this helps.